Yes. Yeah, morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yes, Vijay. Your screen is visible and voice is audible.
Fine, thank you. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics, right? Why Python? Why Python, right? Already we have got many programming languages. Why again Python required? And Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989, almost like more than 30 years ago. Python was introduced, developed. Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? So if you go back like 10 to 15 years, nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python. But all of a sudden, why Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes it suddenly super popular. And before that, you may people ask who can learn Python. There are no prerequisites for Python. Anyone can update with Python. Means the Python statements look like normal English statements. They are not as complex as other programming languages. I'll just brief you by taking some example. I'll take a task and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. Yes, you can just observe coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, the how this Python statements as compared with other programmings, right? And how Python was built. How Python was built means Python has taken some features or some advantages from one programming, some other features, advantages from other programming. In this way, from multiple programming languages, it has taken the features or advantages. So, what all the features the other programming languages has got, all the features we see in Python. That's why we call it as a hybrid language. And before you update with any technology, you need to know what kind of applications are we developing with it. Before you update with any technology, you need to know what kind of applications are we developing, right? Yes. So yes, what can Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? So one by one application where it is used in real time, right? And who are using Python? Which companies are using Python? Python features as compared with other programming, right? What are the things you see in Python, right? Python comparison with other programming, coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, you can check how simple the Python statements and reasons why it is suddenly super popular. And what is the job market of Python currently? And what is the scope of Python in the coming years? What is the job market of Python and the scope of Python in the coming years? Okay, this is what I'm going to discuss in today's and tomorrow's session, right? Yes. Starting with why Python. Starting why Python, right? Yes. I define Python in 5 lines. Python is a general purpose programming language. General purpose programming. What do you mean by general purpose programming? So before Python, there were some programming languages. If you heard about like the Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? Before Python, there were some programming languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL. These languages are purpose-based languages. Purpose-based languages we call. Purpose-based languages. They are used for a specific purpose. Pascal for mathematical operations. Mathematical operations. Fortran for scientific applications. COBOL for business applications. These are used for a specific purpose, not all the purposes. But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application is called as general purpose programming. Python is a general purpose programming, right? Yes. It's not purpose based, general purpose programming. A language which is suitable for developing any kind of application. Such a language we call it as general purpose programming. So Python is a general purpose programming. Any kind of applications you can develop. It's not like purpose based, it's not for a specific purpose. Means any kind of applications like automation applications, web applications, graphical applications, animation applications, embedded applications, desktop applications, networking applications. In this way, wide varieties of applications you can develop today by using Python. So it's a general purpose programming where any kind of applications you can develop. Multi-programming features. Multi-programming features means I give a labor example. If you want to launch a new product into the market, for example, you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market to attract the customers, right? If you are embedding all the features of various other mobiles, it's going to attract the customers, right? In the same way, Python is a kind of programming where we see the features of different other programming languages within it. Later, I brief you about what are the programming features we see in Python. So, what all the features we see in different other programmings, all those features we see in Python. It's a high level language. Python is a high level language. There are two types of languages. Yes, two types of languages. Two types of languages. Low level language, yes. Low level languages, yes. High level languages. Low level languages like we say machine level language, assembly level language, or machine level language, right? These languages, they are firstly, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. Secondly, they are not portable. Not human understandable. They are not portable and machine dependent. Machine dependent, right? Yes. They are not human understandable. They are not portable. They are machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. Not portable means the code cannot be carried from one system to other, and not human understandable. But high level languages like Python, right? They are human understandable. They are human understandable. They are portable and machine independent, right? Yes. They are human understandable. They are portable and machine independent. Then, okay. Human understandable, they can be easily understandable. With the Python statements look like normal English statements. They can be carried, the code can be carried, and machine independent can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. So Python is a high level language. Interpreted language. Python is an interpreted language. So we have got compilation languages and interpretation languages. What do you mean by compilation languages? Python is an interpretation language. Compilation example like C language. Interpretation language like Python. If you got some lines of code, compilation languages, they will execute the entire statements at once. They execute the entire statements at once and displays the errors. If you got any errors in line 1, line 5, yes. But interpretation languages, line by line execution, right? Line by line execution, which makes debugging easy, statement by statement iterations. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, right? Which provides simple syntaxes which looks like normal English statements. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, right? Which provides simple syntaxes which looks like normal English statements. Okay. So Python is a general purpose, any kind of applications we can develop, multi-programming features. It's a high-level language, interpreted language, and user-friendly programming language. So Python has got what programming features? And what we'll be discussing as part of this course, right? What features Python has? Python has got procedural oriented programming features, procedural oriented programming. Python has got procedural oriented programming features. Like C language, it has got the features of C language, right? Has got the features of object-oriented programming features, right? C++, Java. It has got the features of scripting. It has got the features of scripting language like Linux shell script. Yes, Linux shell script. And it has got the features of modular program. It has got the features of modular programming. Python has got the features of modular programming. Example like modular 3. Example like modular 3. Procedural-oriented programming like C language. Object-oriented programming like C++, Java. Scripting features like shell script and a modular programming like modular 3. Yes. So because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language, like a C language, like C++, Java, like modular 3, we can develop different varieties of applications, right? Because of this multi-programming support, we call it as a hybrid language. If you talk about this Java and Python, Python and Java are the two major programming languages used currently for enterprise applications creations. But the Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming only. Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java application or a program. Okay. Yes. There's no Java program or application without object-oriented programming, but Python with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, right? Different varieties of applications you can develop using Python. And if you see, if you observe, right, Python, Java, if you go back like to the year 2010, we see like Java is mostly used in that with 43% usage in the industry. Java is 43% used. You see, in 2010, Python very less used. Nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python. Only 3% used. 10 years later, 2020, is the usage of Java, right? So it is like 19%. It is 19%. 31%. Okay. So the usage of Python is increasing year by year. The usage of Python is increasing a lot. Today, Python is the mostly used, mostly chosen programming language with many applications creations. Even in the various high-end technologies, Python is used as a implementation language like data science or machine learning, deep learning. Totally the coding goes in Python, right? Even in big data like Spark, PySpark, right? So not only that in AWS, in DevOps, right? We are writing automation scripts in IoT, in robotics, right? In various high-end technologies, Python is preferred. Now, scripting, right? We write many automation scripts using Python. Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries. And modular programming, Python has got a great boom today because of this modular programming. Nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different domains. Whatever domain you are from, Python has got a module. If you're from networking or testing or data science, right? Any background, right? Python has got modules. So if you talk on these modules, right? Yes. Python is providing separate modules. It is providing separate modules. For example, for data science. For data science. Separate modules Python is providing, like 10 to 15 modules we have got using which we can perform the operations. Like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn, right? Even for big data environment, even for big data like PySpark, separate modules Python is providing. For networking, not only separate modules, separate framework it has provided, right? Twisted Python for networking applications or network programming, right? Yes. For testing or test cases. Yes. Even for operating system, OS kind of activities, OS. The name of the module itself is OS, operating system. Okay. For each and every database, like for every database, Python provides a module. For Oracle, CX_Oracle is the module using which we can connect with the database. Python connecting with database is very simple as compared with other programmings. We have got separate modules. Yes, for Oracle, we have got CX_Oracle. For MySQL, right? For MySQL, we have got PyMySQL. Okay. And For SQL server, right? For every database, we have got a separate model Python is providing. Just 1 minute discussion is enough, right? To just connecting with the database. For this SQL server, we got PyODBC is the module. Module consists of inbuilt functions. Using that functions, we can perform, right? No need to write huge codings. For example, module, one example of a module I'll take, right? Math module, import math module. Within the math module, there is a function like the square root, SQRT. That's it. Square root of 16 directly, it gives the output 4. So in this way, you import that module and use the functions of that module. In the math module, square root of 16, right? It's 4. Yes. And apart from this, for each and every file, for Excel files, creating Excel workbook, right? Just by writing Python code and executing the Python code, Excel file or Excel workbook gets created. And for CSV files, for CSV files, for JSON files, JavaScript, for XML files, yes, any file formats. Even we can create a Python PDF files by writing Python code for mathematical operations, right? Even for statistical operations. Yes. For generating graphs, any types of graphs, normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plots, stack plot, any types of graphs we can generate by writing Python code. Just 1 second. In this way, right? 89,300 modules Python has got for different environments, right? For data science, big data, networking, testing, OS, for databases, for different files, statistics, and for graphs. Not only for computer application, even Python providing models for civil environment and even for electronics environment, right? That's got many modules, 89,300 modules. Now, I'll just brief you where exactly Python is used today. Python real-time applications, right? Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we are developing today by using Python? So Python mostly used in creation of web applications today. Lot of web applications are getting developed today by using Python. We have got a framework for Python, Django framework. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application as compared with other technologies, right? That too with very less coding, not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming, right? Yes. And the Django framework, it has got its own database. It has got its own local database, right? SQLite 3. Yes. It has got its own application server. It has got many features, flexible features it is providing, right? Yes. Secondly, for automation applications, lot of automation applications we are developing today by using Python, using technologies like data science, using IoT. So if you talk about this IoT, right? Internet of Things, it is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics, for collecting data, for exchanging data, for controlling the things from the place where we are, right? So here IoT, electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other, right? So here coding goes in Python. Even in data science, everything deals with data. Data has got experience, data has got future reference using data or data science. We perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations. That it's a blend of techniques. The main technique what we see in data science, ML, machine learning, right? Machine learning, we have got many techniques like regression, classification, clustering, recommendation, pattern matchings, right? For all these techniques to implement, we require a language. Yes, to all these techniques to implement, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for this data science, machine learning, all this, right? Even in DevOps environment, right? Python is one of the best scripting language, right? Where we write many automation scripts using Python. Big data applications, one more major area, right, where Python is mostly used. Huge volumes of data, big data, like for huge data storage. Today, if you see, not only KBs or MBs or GBs of data are beyond the TBs, terabytes, beyond the TBs. We have got petabytes, exabytes, zettabyte, yottabytes, ottabytes, right? But we have got petabytes of data is getting generated for huge data storage and for huge data processing, right? We have got some big data technologies like Hadoop, Spark. Spark is a very high-speed processing technology which has got great boom today. Spark with Python, we say like PySpark, so which uses Python as an implementation language. Yes. Apart from this, Python is used for GUI, graphical user interface, or for animation applications. So we have got PyQt or TK Inter available, TK Inter module available, right? PyQt and TK Inter module available, right? And apart from this, Python we also used for scientific applications. We have got CP, right? Apart from this CP, for numerical analysis, Python is also used for numerical analysis. We have got NumPy. We have got a module called NumPy for it. And for today, Python mostly used in game development. Lot of games are getting developed, right? Game development, lot of games are getting developed, like single user, multi-user, online games. Especially for developing games, Python is providing a framework called Pygame. It's a framework given by Python for developing games. And not only Pygame, we have got another framework like PyCora and some 3D rendering libraries like PySoy. Yes. Apart from this, Python is also used for scheduling tasks. We have got Python providing Airflow for it. And for testing or for test cases, Python is used. Yes. And for software development, yeah, Python. Software developers make use of Python as a support language, and even for business applications, For business applications, right? Python is one of the best choice in developing e-commerce sites. And one of the hottest application of Python, right? Database application. Without database, there is no web application. Python can connect with any database, right? And for networking applications, right? Python for networking applications, Python providing a separate framework like Twisted Python. And for audio and video applications, some of the applications already developed by using Python here, like Team Player, C Player examples. Audio video applications, Team. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And embedded applications. The famous embedded application like Raspberry Pi, Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. Raspberry Pi, right? Which uses Python for its computation, right? And even Python is used for computer vision for face detection, color detection, and for object detection, right? And even like CAD, 3D CAD applications, computer is computer aided designing, right? And for robotics with Python, they're huge packages, right? Yes. And for data analysis, Python, and for desktop applications, single user console applications. So in this way, a lot of applications can be created by using Python, mostly used for these things, right? Yes. For web applications, automations, for big data, for graphical, for numerical, right? Sorry, numerical. For gaming, game development, for scheduling tasks, for test cases, for software development, for business applications, for database, for networking, for audio, video, for embedded computer visions, data analysis, and for desktop applications. Which companies are using Python? Means like who are using Python? Who are using Python, right? Yes. Topmost applications built by using Python. Topmost applications built using Python. Who are using Python? Topmost applications built using Python. Okay. Yes. Topmost applications built using Python. Python most, see, Google. Google is one of the best example of Python web application. Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was rewritten in Python. Yahoo using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Instagram is built by using Python. The prime reason for Instagram for choosing Python practicality and its hybrid features. Even NASA is using Python today for its research and development activities, right? Some other applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox, all these they are developed using Python. Netflix using Python. Netflix using Python for security, automation, subscription related things, right? And MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service, right? For iRobot for military and commercial operations, right? Yes. And for hardware testing purpose, companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose, right? So from the discussions what we had right till now, yes, reasons which makes reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. First thing is most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python. They're migrating towards Python because of its very less code, very less code. Secondly, simple syntaxes given by Python. Simple syntaxes given by Python, right? And interactive mode given by Python. Interactive mode. The syntaxes of Python looks like normal English statements, I said. The coding, 100 lines of Java code you can write in 15 lines in Python. 15 lines of Java code we can write within 4 lines in Python. Tomorrow session, coding wise, I will show you the examples, right? How simple the Python statements. Python has one more important feature, right? Interactive mode. The bottom search panel, you can type CMD and go to the command prompt. If you type Python here, if you type Python here, right? Yes. Python version it is displaying, Python interpreter it is opening, right? Any valid Python statements you can type, right? 3 plus 5, I'm asking. So for every statement, it gives response. Any valid Python statements you can type and check, right? It gives the response. For example, 23 into 46. X, X has 10, Y has 5. I'm asking what is X, what is Y, what is X plus Y, X minus Y, X into Y, X by Y, X squared, 10 squared. This is the power symbol in Python. Okay, X equal to hello, HELLO, print X into 3 prints hello for 3 times, X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. Say quit, it comes out. Okay, this interactive mode you won't see in other programming language. Yes. Interactive mode given, right? Next, multi-programming features we see. What all the features we see in different other programmings, all those features we see here in Python. Multi-programming features. Okay. Wide varieties of applications we can create, wide varieties. Many built-in modules, many built-in libraries, many built-in libraries. That's got nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different environments, right? Yes. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to discuss. So here, before I go with this, yeah, these are the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Very less code, simple syntaxes, interactive mode, multi-programming features, wide varieties of applications. Just now, just open Google and check, right? Say popular coding language, right? And check the results for this, right? Python remains the most popular programming language. Python stands first. Next comes Java and other things. Python, most popular programming language used by top 25 unicorns. Python stands first. Next, JavaScript. Python remains most popular programming language. Next comes Java and JavaScript. Most popular programming language, Python, JavaScript, Java. We see in 2018, if we see year-wise, Java 25% used, Python 29% in 2018. When you come to this, currently if you see the usage of Python, right? Mostly used, right? 31% used, Java. Java 19% used. And if you observe this, in the year 2021, most popular coding language of 2021, Python, Java, JavaScript. Most in demand programming language of 2021 and 22. So Python first, next comes Java and other programmings. Most in demand programming language of 2022. Python, Java, JavaScript. Ranking, Python stands first as the number, next Java, JavaScript. Ranking wise. Observe here, number of top 39 US computer science departments that uses language to teach introductory courses. Python is most. Next comes Java. Even if you talk about this average salaries for this Python, ranking by average salary and ranking by job openings, right? Yeah, Python stands first. The average salary and even ranking by job openings, right? Python stands first. Yes. Yeah. Lot of jobs for Python, if you see in this, not only for Python, like Django framework, right? Lot of jobs for Django framework. People who has knowledge on Django are very, very less. Who has got knowledge on Django framework, who has command in the Django are very less, right? So as part of the course, just see the course content. Yes. Python basics, history of Python, applications, advantages, versions of Python, installations, flavors of Python, Python operations, different Batch mode, integers and IDs, data types, constants, variables, input output statements, type conversions, comments in Python, strings, operators in Python, right? Different types of IDs, integrated development environment, right? I show you different IDs, how to run and how to execute the code, right? Flow control statements, looping statements, strings in Python, collections, list, tuples, sets, dictionaries, list properties, list creation, list indexing, list addresses, nested list modification. Similarly for tuples, for sets, for dictionaries in Python, functions, functional programming, different types of arguments, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, lambda functions, filter functions, map function, reduce functions, modules in Python, modular programming, how to import, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, right? Package in Python, right? Yes. Errors and exceptions in Python, file handling, right? Reading, writing data into a file, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, right? Class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, static, non-static. Okay, next, regular expressions. I'm going to discuss different models related to different domains. Some models related to regular expressions, some models related to operating system, some models related to datetime, some models related to graphics, some models related to data science, some models related to big data. In this way, different models I'm going to discuss and how to create your own models in Python. How to extract required data from the given data from database model, database access, creating one installation of one database, working with SQL statements, and Python database connections, transaction management, Python data and time, right? Python datetime module and operating system module, OS module. Advanced concepts like iterators, generators, closures, decorators, web scraping, right? Working with CSV files, working with XML files and JSON files, good GUI programming, graphical programming, right? TK Inter and Excel workbook, data analytics, right? Introduction to data science, Python pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, right? And matplotlib model in brief. So these 30 topics in brief, it will be discussed for Python core and advanced. And people who wants to go for full stack, right? Who wants to go for Python full stack development, means Django framework will be discussed. Yes. What is Django? Why Django? History of Django, features, characteristics, companies using Django, web frameworks, Django installation, right? Django project architecture, Django application creation, like Django views, Django templates, Django admin, Django models, advanced concepts. In here, apart from this, you'll also be given knowledge on UI technologies, web development technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and part of Bootstrap. Everything will be discussed in MySQL database. Yeah. Yes. So Python, Python core, Python advanced, Python application oriented modules will be discussed, like for 70 hours, 2 months duration. So it's a offer batch of just 5K is the fee structure. Apart from this, here Python core advanced, everything will be discussed. Apart from this, people who wants to go for full stack web development. So first you'll be given knowledge on this web development technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Yes. Apart from this, Django, right? The Django framework. Yes, Django framework, right? Yes, nearly 15 applications, 15 to 20 applications you'll be developing along with me parallelly. So you will get great command on this web development, right? Apart from this, like REST API, a project. This also takes nearly 60 hours, 2 months. This 7,000 is the fee structure for this, right? 70 plus 60, 130 hours, 2 plus 2, 4 months. Okay, the fee structure like so if you're taking the total full stack package, so here you can just pay 10K. You're taking separately, right? Python that is yes. And you'll be getting the recorded video, right? Every day you'll be getting the recorded video to your Google Drive and class notes to your mail ID and assignments and tasks to work with and WhatsApp group for technical discussion. Okay. Any queries from your side, anyone? Tomorrow also you can attend the session same time at 7 o'clock using the same link to see more on this, right? Yes. So today I was speaking most of the time as it's a demo session, but normal sessions for every statement I type, you will be interacting, right? With your response. The timing of the batch will be at 7 o'clock, same timing. Yes. Fine. Any other queries, anyone?
Yeah, Vijay, one point from my side. Actually, I wanted to take this training for in order to do the automation. So what will be the required? I only required this core Python, or I will require advanced Python as well.
Core and advanced you can take, right? Yes. Core
Okay,
and advanced, core and advanced you can take. It's first one.
okay, okay.
And people who wants to go for full stack, if you feel that, okay, let's be in mid. Yes. So people who wants to go for full stack Python web development, right? If you think 4 months is too long, so during Monday to Friday, you can go with Python. Saturday and Sunday, the weekend batches available, right? For this web development, Django for this, where Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours, right? So everything you can complete in 2.5 hours. 2 months to 2.5 months you can complete it. So here when Python is discussed here web development which doesn't require any Python knowledge, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? It will be discussed. By the time you complete it, half of your Python gets completed, right? By the time we enter into this framework. Yes. Fine. Any other queries, anyone? So everyone, you will be kept in unmuted status. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your query through voice, or you can type in the chat panel for any queries during the session also, right? Okay, so fine.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I had a query.
Yes.
For full stack development, the web development, Django framework, these parts will be taught by you or by another faculty?
Me only, me only.
Okay, okay.
Okay, fine.
Sir, are you complete this course within 2.5 months, sir? Full stack, Python full stack.
See, it said it will be with 4 months, right? 2 months for this Python core and this one for this web development, the Django framework, REST API and project. But if you want to attend parallelly, right? You can attend parallelly Python from Monday to Friday, and in weekends like Saturday and Sunday, right? You go with that. If you go parallelly, right? I'm saying. Okay. Otherwise, You go one after the other, right? Yes. Takes 4 months. Yes. Totally 130 hours, right? You'll be getting the videos for all this. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Fine. So if I'm done with your queries, if there are no other queries, just I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time with the same link. Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow.